morning to day 315. The boys are hilting out. Doors are being trimmed and fitted. Painting's taking place inside. So the three things we're doing today are driveway gate track, doors downstairs for the front of the basement and the entrance into the basement of the house, and just some general inside painting and door frames. So before I start rambling, please do me the honour of liking and subscribing. Again, thank you to anyone that commented last night. Some good suggestions. A couple of you actually recommended some solutions, some products, and some houses as well. People that are actually doing what I'm doing. If any of you guys can give me someone's name and number that was insane enough to do what I'm doing on the island, and I can meet up with those people and they're not in a mental institution, they might be able to help me with some advice with contractors and supply. So yeah, anybody on the island that knows of people that build semi-high end, connect me up, because I'd love to go and meet the people and find out what and bad. It's a call, sorry. I've also got to go and get some supplies today. So there's a company in Bridgetown, towards Bridgetown, I think they're called Island Tiles. They actually do some really good stuff. They do high-end stainless steel hinges, latches. I've told you about them in the past. That's why we've got the European stuff from here. They also do Carlisle, which is an English brand of doors, door handles and furniture. They do a lot of stainless steel, high-end stainless steel. The gold handles that I've got here, they actually supply them here as well. So I've got to go and get the front door lock because the barrel itself was too thin, so they've ordered some extra barrel. I've got to get the stainless steel hinges. I think it's got 316 stainless steel, which if you go to Koymans, I'm sure it's going to be, is it 304 or 305 or whatever it is. So you've got two stainless steels. You've got a lower stainless steel and a higher. I mean, marine grade is what you're looking for, but to get marine grade hinges here, I wouldn't thought you'd get it. I think the actual, the high stainless steel is very good equipment anyway, so I want to try and get the hinges from him, purely because it's the highest stainless steel and one of the door sets are going to be outside and everything's in the salt, obviously. So if I knew what I knew now, I would have ordered all of the door hinges from him for even inside, because rust here is already starting. I mean, the hinge over here, let's have a quick look. The door has actually, as you know, been hung for about 6 weeks. And it's obviously it's facing this way, so already, yeah, so you've already got some rust going on in here already, look. 6 weeks. So I'm gonna have to get that cleaned up. I'm gonna have to get some grease and some protector on there. So welcome to paradise on the beach. That's what you get to put up with. It's very windy today, so sorry if you can't hear me very well. I'll keep the camera as close as I can, unfortunately, seeing my ugly mug. Also, Stuart and Sandra, I think you're from England? Anyway, you're on the YouTube, you've commented quite a few times, and you're on the island, so look forward to seeing you this morning. I'm going to run off and go and get some supplies and make sure I'm back for them to come and visit. So they're on the island for a holiday, and they're going to nip down and see it, so I'm sure I'll, if I don't get some video footage, I'm sure we can say welcome. Again, anyone that's on the island or anyone that's travelling to the island, if you want to come and have a look, I'm more than happy to show people around. So yeah, let me know. So anyway, so today Sherwin is in here, obviously sanding down. I think we put enough compound on the actual frame itself, so we need to sand that down today without getting sand dust everywhere in the bedroom. And then we can paint that door frame in, and hopefully to a certain extent most of the inside is done. We're just waiting for a solution on the installation of the doors, and once we actually found the solution to that, then we can refit these skirting boards because they can't be fitted into the door frames in right. And then we can finish off the paint, and then we're out of there. So within reason, everything inside is then done. The gate track has been done today because we're actually returning a lot of the stuff we're hiring, the Hilti being one of them. So I want to literally just Hilti out the depth that we physically need out there, and I may just get the guys to make the concrete and set the actual gate track in ourselves. Again, we've just not found anyone on the island that is willing to come out and fit a gate track for some unknown reason. Not that I've obviously contacted a lot of people, but the people I've contacted in the trade that I know and got introduced to, no one knows anyone that does that for some unknown reason. So it looks like unless they're going to get the whole job, or majority of the job, they don't want to do certain aspects of it. That's what I'm seeming to be finding so far. So, you know, it's not rocket science. We'll obviously measure how high the gate track's got to be. We'll probably put some rebar into the floor just to hold it in place to make sure it's dead straight, because the gate track's got to be straight. And then we'll pour concrete in there and get it set ourselves, and box it in properly. And at least then we've got something to drive over that's reasonably solid, because at the moment we've got like a little ditch that we drive over as we have in the driveway. The guttering on that note has been delivered in the UK. It's hopefully getting onto the boat at some stage this week, which I think is actually today, in fact, as well as kitchen doors. They were picked up from the guys at Kestrel. Thank you for doing that, Ross, as well, if you're listening to this. Ross actually went to Howden's and picked the doors up for me in the hope that they can actually get on the ship today. So we've got the kitchen doors, and we've also got the guttering for the driveway en route in the next couple of days. I think it leaves Sunday. So today's got to be on the boat, and then it leaves on Sunday. And then obviously it will take 2 weeks to get here, and then obviously the port process. Today I've also got to settle the tax and VAT bill for my imported windows. It seems to be quite large. I mean, I think it's about a 13,500 Bayesian value, and the tax is 12,500. It's like, what the hell? So I've just asked the company to give me a call later on today, just so I can clarify why I'm looking at such an expensive import tax and duty. The downside is, again, a lot of the product has had VAT already paid on in England as well, because one thing you used to be able to do was contact someone like Currys or Comet or any of the appliance suppliers, and you could actually say this is going abroad, and they would remove the VAT. But apparently last year something changed and they don't do that anymore. So you're paying 20% VAT on a product in the UK, and then you're paying 17.5% when it comes here, which just doesn't seem fair or right. But anyway, so it's going to be 17.5% inflated anyway, but just doesn't make, I mean, if it's a $13,000 value, why am I paying nearly 13,000 in import tax? And well, that means it's 100% on everything, nearly. So anyway, I want to try and speak to them on that, and when I actually establish what that means and why it's where it is, I'll try and report on that for you guys so you can actually see. And when the products arrive, I'll show you the products, I'll show you what I pay for the products, and I'll also talk to you about what percentage taxes has been applied to each one so that you guys are aware. You know, we don't want without being rude, we don't want a US tumble dryer. We want an English tumble dryer, mainly because of the hertz and the ohms that everything runs on here. They last longer, they treat the clothing better, and on top of that, they fit nicely underneath the worktops, whereas the American ones are higher. They don't fit under the worktops, they're ugly, and they don't last because they don't run on the right voltage and amps. So electrician here has advised me, if at all possible or affordable, bring in a UK TV, bring in a UK oven, bring in a UK appliance, because it will last longer because of the ohms on the voltage. I don't quite understand it, but we're at 240 volts and I think 50 ohms, and the products here are 110 volts running on 60 ohms, but amps, and something to do with the ampage makes the unit burn out or not last very long. So apparently that's, you know, if the salt doesn't get to it first, that is. So yeah, so from my point of view, I wanted under counter appliances is the first issue. Second issue is I just want it to last. So but on top of that, obviously if I'm paying, I don't know, £500 for a product, which is, I don't know, 1,400 Bayesian, then I'm being charged 1,400 Bayesian to bring it in. It's just like, it doesn't make any sense. There can't be 100% duty applied to a white good. So anyway, I'll understand that and I'll report to you guys a bit later on. Other than that, I say the guys are downstairs trimming the doors. One of the issues we have with the doors here, we've had to buy the door cards, if you like, the doors from Koymans. They're a solid door, but they're not completely solid inside. So all doors have got a frame on the outside, but the downstairs, because of the height restriction, because of the beams, we're having to take 10 inches off of that door. So what I'm trying to say to the guys is trim the 1 inch piece off the bottom, remove a further 10 inches off of the door, and apply the 1 inch piece, which is the solid base, back on again, and obviously fill it and sand it. If anybody's got any great ideas about how to try and get a cheap door off the shelf, trimmed by 10 inches and keeping the strength, let me know. We can't find solid doors on the island, so we're having to find something that's unsolid and try and trim it to the length and apply back again. So yeah, normally you've got an 80-inch door, and we're having to trim one down to 70 inches and one down to 73 inches. So that obviously interferes with the strength integrity of the door itself. Fingers crossed it won't do too much. So I'm obviously going to shoot down to Ross, go and get the hinges. He's texting as we speak, so I'm not too sure what he said. So hopefully he's got the hinges in, he's got the locks in, and I can get everything picked up at the same time, and I can get back and the guys can trim and hang today. I also need to get the handles in between as well, so I need to look at that. Other than that, they're obviously going to do inside here today as well, so that hopefully no dust, finish off door frame, get out my bedroom. Hopefully the door track can be dug out so that the items hired from Infra can go back. If we do get that done, I think today what I might do is get them stuck into maybe filling that. I might get it installed today. We'll see how it goes. I might leave it a little bit longer. We really need to get the back bit done. The bricklayers can't come today to do the plastering. They are unfortunately going to be coming Monday. So it means we've got now until Monday to try and get that back soil put in so we can get the scaffolding erected so they can plaster the back of the cottage. Okay, also, whilst I'm on the phone, I had a good chat with Fernando last night. Fernando, I'll send you the link to our YouTube and you can obviously see us having a chat. I can't remember the name of his product. I'll find it and I'll let you guys know. But I had a good chat with him last night about this pool product. He is the US rep out of Puerto Rico for the Caribbean. So what they do is they do two products. They do a roll-on product and they do a trowel-on product. The trowel-on product is harder to put on, but it's a better finish. But they're both exactly the same product. You can pick from dark grey, navy blues into sky blues. But the gist of it is, you don't even need to do what we've done here, really. I mean, as what he's saying is you can literally go over block, but you're better off putting some form of scratch stroke plaster surface with waterproof in it on the walls first, and then you literally just a trowel on over this and it's complete waterproof. They also do a product for the patio edge. Pool edge, sorry. So we can actually use their product inside the pool, and then they've got one that's very, very similar that does the actual walk-on part as well. So we might have a solution from them. I've sent him the drawings of the pool so he can actually work out the square footage of the goddamn thing, and then hopefully he can give me a price on not only providing the product but also getting it here. I also need to understand how the hell I can avoid some of these import taxes, or at least get them reduced, because obviously bringing in a product that's not available on the island is only going to be cost effective if I can bring it in at ideally the face value rather than another 100%. So I'm actually going to speak to Bruce at, what is his company name? Is it Pumps and Mechanical, I think they're called. He's the guy I bought all the pumps and all the machinery off of. He does Diamond Bright, so I'm going to talk to him whether it's something he wants me introduced into. At the same time, if he buys this in for me and I can kind of try and get it reduced and he becomes a supplier on the island, then it's another solution I've helped bring to the island to save people pulling their bloody hair out because Diamond Bright's the only solution and there's none available. And it's bloody expensive. So it's easier to apply. It's a membrane, it's a waterproof concrete membrane as well. And you can also buy it with like quartz in it as well if you want to. And then obviously you can wet sponge it and reveal. So yeah, fingers crossed, Fernando, look after me on the price. Fingers crossed Bruce will be interested and he might be able to help me with the VAT element. And off the back of that, obviously, I can help the island have another solution. So I'll update you on what the product's called and where we're going with that a little bit later on. But other than that, I'll leave you for now. It is 9 o'clock and I'll speak to you in the next couple of hours. Okay, so it's pretty much impossible to film here because of the noise and the wind. So I'll try and give you a quick overview. Okay, so what we're doing here is trying to take the actual track down to enable us to get at least 6.5 inches to ensure that the gate track, the V of the gate track, just is the same level as the concrete drop. So we like to literally can go down here, being careful of the gutter pipes through here, trying to make sure we've got enough depth. And then what we need to do is put rebar into the floor at the height we need so that the actual track itself, the V of the track, has got something to sit on, and we've got to make sure that's level all the way through. So we're just over halfway at the moment. We've done down there as well, so we've cleared out the pathway, so we've now got enough depth there. So then what we've got to do is say put in the props, try putting the track on top to make sure it sits there right, and then we're going to have to concrete all the way through here, level with this, and then we've got to then sit the actual track down inside. The downside is we need to make sure that the concrete squelches up underneath the V of the track, and the height here is not it's lower, but it needs to be a little bit higher in an ideal world, but should be okay. So we're over halfway now. Next stage obviously is just putting the track in, make sure we get the height that we physically need, and then setting out a line to ensure we can then start putting the actual rebar bars or some form of wooden framework in there. So I'll give you an update as and when more happens. Okay, so we're 4:15. Let's have a quick look what's going on down here then. Okay, one thing I did just look at is obviously the width of the steps. I need to measure those very quickly. We need to look at doing something on top. I'm probably going to tile them, so I need to start looking at tiles, widths, lengths, and costs. 12 inches. Just over 12 inches. That's a pain in the ass. So we're going to need to look at, we might be able to get a 24 by 24 and cut them in half, and it's going to be tight. We're going to make sure, because we also had a couple of swole. So we got 13 inches on one, 12 dead on another, 12 dead on another, 12 dead. So yeah, it might work. I don't know. We'll have a look at that. Tyson and the boys obviously got this dugout down here. They assured me that that hole down there is 8 inches lower than the pipe at the back. So fingers crossed when we dig this out tomorrow, we can get the scheduled pipe in there and get that levelled, backfilled. There'll be another saga over and done with on more water. Out here we've dug out the main, sorry about the wind, we've managed to dig out the main track. There's a couple of little concoctions on the top, not too sure what they are. But we're now at the level we need to be at down here, so that can go straight in. And by the way, nice to meet you, Sandra and Stuart. Thanks for coming today. Thank you for my bottle, you didn't need to do that. Hope you enjoyed the tour. Sandra and Stuart have been watching the channel since day one, although I've not seen a lot of comments from you two. I'll hold you to comments now. So yeah, lovely to see two people that came and had a quick look around. Nice to show off what we've actually been working towards. And yeah, and hope you enjoy your holiday. 3 weeks here. We should catch up for a beer whilst you're here. Let me know. We're always happy to drink a couple of deputies. So that's been done today. The guys have actually installed the frame. I've just been to Island Tiles. Shout out to Island Tiles. Good guys. Family run business. Ross and his mum, and etc, etc. So let me quickly take you in, show you some of the products that have been purchased. More money down the drain. Sorry, kids' inheritance. Okay, so as everyone knows, one of the problems here is the rust because of the sea. And what you need to try and do is make sure that whatever you buy is good quality. So what Ross and his team do, they bring in a lot of, they're one of the importers on the island of Carlisle. So everything they do is high-end stainless steel. So cheap stainless steel is normally classed as 204. You may as well use tin. Then you have 304 and then you have 316. So what these guys do is a lot of this sort of stuff. So hinges, 316 hinges. So good quality, piston-driven stainless steel hinges. So well worth the visit down to the guys. They're not far from Bridgetown. Got great stock on shelf. Good products like Carlisle, Eurospec, etc. Really do advise you go down and take a visit there if you're actually, certainly if you're by the sea, but anywhere in Barbados, you're going to be getting salt issues regardless. So if you want a high-end project and you want good stuff, there's a little box there that's equivalent of a small organ. Well worth it in the long run. So we bought some hinges from them for the downstairs doors that are going to be over there. The hinges are on the, I think I showed earlier on, the hinges on the doors up here. Sorry, Koymans, but your stainless steel hinges are rusting already. And it's been 8 weeks. 8 weeks. So we're getting corrosion on them already. So again, there's no stainless steel print on them anywhere. So I'm assuming that they're probably the 204s. So we're going to have to replace those because they won't last 5 minutes. So we need 3 per door. The guys downstairs are putting 2 French doors in here and they're putting a door downstairs as well. I've also got some doors in there that have been fitted with hinges. I don't know where they've come from. The door fitter guy did it. So it looks like I'm going to have to buy new hinges from there as well. 3 per door, 1 door there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 doors so far, plus another 2 to go on. So there's 9 doors in there that are going to have to be changed. And I think, don't 100% quote me on it, but I think they're about 40 beige in a pair. So that's not too bad for 316 stainless steel piston-driven hinges. That's good. So we're going to get those done. I've also bought the door handles downstairs and I've bought the mortise lock as well. So we'll get those fitted tomorrow. That's just to secure that off. So eventually the reason why this is here is because this is the entrance for tradespeople to go into service boilers and stuff like that. So yeah, from my point of view, it's putting some doors on there and getting that more secured. Today I actually paid to get the windows and everything released from port. Obviously that's still got to go through the approval process, but I would like to educate you guys a bit more on that. It probably deserves a separate video, which I might do tonight. But the gist of it is, I've been pretty much charged 95% of the value of the products coming in, and after questioning the import company, it's because they charge 60% on aluminium. Now, as you can appreciate, when you bring in a window, probably 20% of it, if you're lucky, is aluminium, and 80% of it is glass. Glass is 5%. So I've been charged on the first lot of glass we brought in, and the second set, I've been charged 60% on the whole thing. So if you've got a £1,000 door, by the time you bring it here, you're at 2,400, 2,500 Bayesian, you will get charged 60% plus VAT based on the 1,000 or the 2,500 Bayesian, unless you actually have an invoice that stipulates that much is for aluminium and that much is for glass. So I've had to pay to get it released, but now I'm going to have to try and do some form of edit, so get the invoice re-amended so I can actually clearly show how much is charged for glass and how much is charged for aluminium, and then I've got to reapproach them and try and get it revalued. So anyway, that's the reason why I'm looking at nearly 100% return on 100% value. It's, you know, it's crazy. Like I said, it doesn't make any sense. 20% for a tumble dryer, 5% for glass, 20% for a coffee machine, 15% for plastic, 60% for aluminium, and then obviously you've got to add the VAT on top of that as well. So a 60% import tax is actually 77.5%. Regardless whether you paid VAT or regional as well, you get double charged. So I might do a separate video on that just to help you guys out, but I'd always recommend call the shipper, tell them what it is you want to bring in, ask them to clarify why the percentages are what they are, and then you have a clear understanding. Because what I could have done was brought in the aluminium frames separate to the glass. They are separate, but they're in the same crate. So I could even add a crate done for glass and a crate done for aluminium. So anyway, another bit expensive mistake. So hopefully we'll try and get those this week. And if we do, then next week I'm going to start having those installed. I will offer it out to the window fitter this time to see if he wants to get involved and do it as I need it done. If he doesn't, that's understandable. I'll crack on with doing it myself. But anyway, that's where we are so far. I may very well say do a separate video on the import side of it as well, just to try and help people out. It's certainly something that people need to be aware of, otherwise you get stung like I've been stung today, and as I was last year as well. Other than that, that's been pretty much it for the day. We did actually say in that, let me just show you one thing. The one thing we did have done today, I showed you, it's the bathroom walk-in wardrobe. We've had that now filled and sand and painted, so that's now pretty much finished. So it's been gate track today. It's been the bedroom entrance into the walk-in wardrobe, and it's been the doors downstairs. So fingers crossed tomorrow we'll have a little bit more of a day. Masons are here Monday, so plastering and etc. outside will commence. So all good. 4:30, enjoy yourselves. Check in tomorrow. Give me a thumbs up and give me a comment. Take care.